in terms of access is your Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, you might be able to snipe out level 1 Crook on that Luna, but what Navi can do is stack the bodies in front of it because the Loki needs line of sight to get the ultimate, and that
Okay, chat, let's see this. Loser goes home, but they also go home with $120,000. So let's see this.
Nice to note here, too, with the portals being opened up, and you also got to see Navi getting a little bit of that shield just in case it opened up these fights. But it's about taking control over the high ground to start off this fight. As you can see, FLYQUEST now making that swap up. Vez over into that Magneto, one of the best roles he represents, as Energy and Vision are rocking the team up between the Namor and Hela.
Navi didn't walk up though, they portaled in. Trust me, on the Venom, we'll be able to regroup with them because they wanted to hold the high ground off of the angle for the Hela and Namor, but FLYQUEST still managed to find the first pick, and BRB was not up to save level 1 Crook. FLYQUEST now with the Magneto putting their position onto the point, forcing Navi into a brawl tempo rather than a dive.
Oh no, I think Vision's dead. Oh no, nice heals, nice heals, nice heals.
Just as quick as they started up this fight, now they're going to be able to take control over the fight, but it's not over. Look at the split position of Navi to the side as Navi, they retaliate. They find both strategists off of FLYQUEST. No sustainability here for FLYQUEST. Vision, he gets the retaliation, but Jerky being on the sidelock gets enabled together with Rojara.
I mean, Jerky.
You have to ban Jerky's sidelock. Why are we giving him sidelock?
And the idol.
Do teams not want to win?
Crook, we said that you had to be worried about the Psylocke, and Navi have absolutely everything that the Psylocke could desire. Their stance of the butterflies should be absorbed by the doppelgangers, but Navi have the Endsong Inferno to shut that down too.
Off the Snowflake in a BRB, you're going to be able to get a lot more aggressive as Trust Me's looking to make some space. Look at Jerky. He's creeping about before he tries to get the jump on the strategist up on the bridge. Invisible, the follow-up together with the team up that Emma Frost provides here. He's looking for the opportunity to get the Dance of Butterflies, but they need to wait for the strategist ultimate to come out. But with Cooper going down, no God of Mischief, it's up to Zelos and the Eternal Bond. As a meteor comes up, it must find itself going down onto Navi.
Oh, they froze his ult! Oh my god, what a freeze by level 1 Crook. I think level 1 Crook is he has to be top 5 fucking support players in this game.
Any momentum picked up by that Namor ultimate, and Navi are still in control of this point. Jerky with the projection manages to make it back to his Emma. Rojara shields him off with the Aegis, and FLYQUEST are forced to swap. Tidal Dirge team up taken away. Energy has to go onto the Winter Soldier and look for the neutral shutdown on the dive instead.
It's the fact that Jerky, by the way, is already at 80% in ult charge after we just saw the Dance of Butterflies. Furthering your point, Moxie, about what you were mentioning about the Groot 2, as Cooper holding on to that God of Mischief after he had gone out early in that previous fight. You have to imagine now as Cooper's looking on the back end.
It's too early! It's preemptive, which means that Navi are just going to wait it out. Cooper has to come on through with the Fate of both worlds in response to Rojara's ultimate, but that means that they're not going to have the Loki ultimate to shut the Dance of the Butterflies down. It has to be an aggressive play when they've still got the Fate of both worlds up, but they haven't found the elimination. Jerky is on the field. The Loki doppelgangers too are able to absorb the damages, but that means
I think that might be the round, chat.
And Navi in overtime are clearing FLYQUEST positions.
And together with the anti-heal, even with the Eternal Bomb used up, nice Terror Cape to find level 1 Crook, but with Vision going down, they are outnumbered. Currently, trust me, Fate, here's popping up.
Damn,
overtime,
bro.
Taken away, forces out the recontention with the portal.
Regeneration Domain does mean that FLYQUEST will be able to stabilize temporarily through that portal, but they don't have the numbers, they don't have enough time to follow up the bodies, and Navi walk away with the gold in firm, dominant style.
Fate was in our chat earlier today, and he said...
We said that he was one of the stars.
He said something, chat. He said something.
He was the one that they picked
but
up.
He said.
Already
he said it.
testing him out in those scrum blocks before we got to see the pickup onto Crisis late. And his Psylocke has been absolutely insane.
It's the fact that Fate also being on the Raccoon has not gone down once. Pesky. As you can see, Jerky literally 10 and 1, 6 final hits for this player. But I love the duo that we are also seeing, the follow-up with Trust Me on this Venom.
The amount of follow-up, like you said, that Na'Vi have, it's like Trust Me goes in and they look for these soft dive engagements, like when they know that Cooper has the ultimate when the fight is fresh and regeneration domain is still active, they go for the soft dive, try and force it out, back away, stabilize, come back in again with the Dance of the Butterflies as they are just generating it so quickly. That's sort of the double-edged sword, if you will, about running a Loki. More doppelgangers on the field mean more bodies for the Psylocks to be able to farm the ultimate off.
It comes in clutch, and that's why Jerky's been able to get these ultimates so quickly in a lot of these engagements now as FlyQuest. They want to try to get this point first. We know how strong it is to take control over this fight in the very beginning, as Vision does have that ultimate ready to go. That's the Meteor M. Smart Chief now making that swap over to the Angela to get more disruption online. But look at Trust Me and the Feast of the Abyss.
Smart Chief, like you said, on that Angela will be able to intercept some of these dive setups from Trust Me. Won't be able to intercept the Feast of the Abyss. And everyone from Na'Vi were already on the point to be able to follow up the damage and the anti-heal. And oh my goodness,
no.
They're just delaying the pick.
And this, every time you get a first fight stagger too on Dom, it is so crucial because now you get even more progress on the point. You extend your lead.
Fate said FlyQuest was going to lose twice. Is that what he said? You remember that? Nice.
I do agree with this, right?
Yeah.
Even with the Magneto that we saw in our previous series, by the very end of that series, it wasn't really finding their mark. If you're not being able to land these Meteor M's, it's crucial in a lot of these matchups, especially when you have a Luna that you're dealing with.
Vez's presence as well, with the threat of Carbon Crush, should be enough to force Trust Me's positioning away from the Vanguard, allowing FlyQuest to start pushing their way forward, angling for that frontline brawl with both the Bucky and the Phoenix getting to play with the main core and the off angle. We still have to worry though about Jerky. With the Dance of the Butterflies, Silex Ocean opens the way. Jerky gets the elimination of the Cooper, no doppelganger.
Yeah, no, this is crazy that they don't ban this guy's Psylocke. That's just crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think FlyQuest wants to lose, bro. If you don't ban fucking his Psylocke, you're asking, hey, let me lose. Like, he popped off on Psylocke yesterday.
In comparison to what it was before.
Is it going to be worth it when FlyQuest are sweating when they try to get the counter pick to deal with Jerky on having this Emma Frost, trying to get the choke slam that they're covering and enabling Jerky with? They still have Crook's Fate of both worlds. They still have Fate and the Sia as Spark Chief. Force it back away, but now here on the Angela still is trying to get this disruption while Zelos can start the fight with the Eternal Bond.
FlyQuest, like you said, starting off that fight, likely with the Eternal Bond off of the portal, getting to close the position onto the point. Endsong Inferno is the first ultimate to try to deal with Na'Vi. Out comes that Eternal Bond, allowing FlyQuest to move on forward, but we've got Fate of both worlds from Na'Vi's end, damage boosting the Endsong Inferno, and Cooper through the ultimate falls. FlyQuest now relying on Spark Chief in overtime. The Heaven's Retribution not going to be able to pick up the stall that it looks for.
Holy shit.
Strange, but Vicky, I don't think there's enough time.
Oh, chat, I think we might see an EU versus EU, what do you call it, finals. I think this might be an 07 for America, for the NA teams.
We've seen these teams face off against each other. And now Navi,
this did not look close, bro. This did not look close. Wait, what happened?
And again, it goes hand in hand with that.
Virtus Pro 3-0'd FlyQuest. Can you imagine if FlyQuest got 3-0'd by Navi? Oh my god.
They'll give you one. You get one. That's why they're known for these runs through in the lower bracket run. Speaking about one, that's the amount of casualties that Trust Me, Rajaro, and Jerky found themselves with. Fate, by the way, an entire.
Where's all my EU viewers at? Let's see you guys say EU, bro. Where's all my EUs at?
Right? Because if the rocket's not going
it might look like an EU finals.
The is always there in position for when Na'Vi need it to be.
And at that point too, when you look at Cooper on the Loki, 0-7. I mean, when you protect the Loki and you're not being able to get these God of Mischiefs to get these falls to keep these fights going, I mean, then you're also not enabling your Vanguard. Your Vanguards are not staying alive to control that space.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw like these shades of counterplay.
This is a very poor performance from NA. You know what? I'm taking my talents to EU. I'm going to start streaming from London. I don't know. I'm going to be neighbors with Unsalt and Salt.
Then we got to see Vision moving over to things like that Phoenix trying to play for the stun, because Na'Vi, when they dive, they're stacking their players. You can get a multiple body stun, then you can follow up with either that immediate pick from Energy or the Winter Soldier looking for those hook controls, but we never really got to see that come into fruition because Navi just play around it perfectly. They had so many ultimates that they could just steamroll.
And the team of two, the wombo combos of the ultimate follow-ups between Navi just did.
Emily, for your birthday, I hope you're ready. All we're gonna be eating for the next few years is beans on toast.
Together with Fate and the Sia, the Phoenix and Sonic.
I hope you're ready. Happy birthday. That's your birthday gift. Beans on toast.
Was just so much to deal with.
And they managed as well to pick FlyQuest for so many of those strategist ultimates too. Like, that's the reason why we were seeing so many casualties on the side of FlyQuest, because when it came to that trade of those strategist ultimates, the Luna with the Fate of both worlds for the damage amp, Fate, like you said, with the Cosmic Ion Amplifier, both being able to output a 40% push when they're active.
All that sugar in your food is melting your brains. Hey.
Heal resources to stand
At least
up
we
to all
have
the incoming
seasoning
damage.
over here.
Jerky only went down once, by the
you know
way.
what salt and pepper is?
Final hits too.
11.5 thousand damage. And I mean, Psylocke players, they're not normally
23 KD from Jerky. 23, 21 from Majaro. 17 or 16 from Trust Me. Jesus Christ, bro. Hey, chat, let's do our own prediction. You guys think they're going to ban Psylocke, yay or nay? I'm going to laugh. I am going to laugh if they don't ban Psylocke.
Every single time you want to commit, you're not being marked, you're not being cleared out, you're not being forced into downtime, and thus not doing any damage. It was just constant pressure.
Also, I was joking about moving to EU, chat. Of course I would. I live here in Florida. Listen, I will move to the UK when they actually bring it home for once. When they bring it home, I'll come home.
Into these fights without that game plan in mind, because it interrupts, it intercepts when you're still ult tracking, when you're still trying to work out what do I need to do, where do I need to go.
And it's more important too when you're also able to force out these staggers off the very beginning, because you're not only staggering the time for them to come out of spawn, you're staggering their ult economy. You're preventing them from leaning into these win conditions. And
wait, why did Emily just say that Jay's farts would shake the Buckingham Palace? What the?
Hey. FlyQuest usually has a pretty good record on Krakoa. I mean, in this grand final series alone, they've been going 2 and now 1. Before they were 2-0.
Don't tell chat about my farts.
They hadn't even played on Krakoa.
I'll fart on your pillow and give you pink eye.
And knew exactly what they had to do.
Yeah, for FlyQuest, it's about just reset, right?
Yeah.
It's not a best of 3. Losing domination isn't a nail in the coffin. You still have an opportunity to be able to bounce back in the series, but it needs to start right here. You can't go into the half 2 maps down, especially when the silver lining of losing one of those maps is getting to determine where we go next and which side.
Having to highlight some of the biggest plays too from that very first series. We saw a freeze come out onto the group. I believe it was actually level 1 Kirk who had gotten that from that Luna. Canceling
Jay
out
would
the group
solve the Louvre. Nah. If I ever go to EU and I don't have any money, I'll just walk into the Louvre and walk out. Apparently it works.
On the Psylocke, but then again, that means Mantis or Jeff is going to be able to make it through. So it's a tough one for FlyQuest, because as we talked about, Navi is a team that is known for masterfully navigating through the draft. They're also a team that is known for being next to impossible to being able to fully ban out with the flexibility, with the fact that they play so many different things to such a high level.
Oh, look, TTK.
I would say a requirement for Marvel Rivals at this level.
I totally agree here, and we're getting set up for going into game number 2. Moxie, I mean, what do you think FlyQuest needs to do differently? You're looking at Energy, who usually is that MVP piece that needs to be enabled, right? When we take a look at the other side, we've highlighted why Jerky is so deadly, but then on the other half, the young gun legend, only 17 years old, Energy,
17
he wasn't really
years
able
old
to get anything done, despite the bans that we saw coming out, really focusing on the strategy, but that also kind of goes hand in hand to what we were saying before. When your Loki can't stay alive, and there's a Psylocke ultimate waiting for you at every choke before you even get to the point. How do you try to navigate around that?
I mean, there's always going to be a disparity, right? If you're constantly losing your strategists and your vanguards are never getting their uptime, there's no space being created for your duelists to be able to do what they want to. That's why they swapped off of the Hela Namor. Those are two duelists who require so much space and so many resources to be pumped into them. I think for FlyQuest to try and find a way back into this series, what you do is you try and take us to a convoy map, because that is where we're getting to see the Emma ban first and foremost. And if you remove the Emma, you limit Rajaro, but if the Psylocke does manage to slip through, you also impact Jerky's uptime by removing the team up, which would heavily impact the uptime charge of the Dance of the Butterflies, allowing FlyQuest to actually build the strategist ultimates to go against it.
And I believe it is a good idea to go to Convoy here too, right? Because if we do end up going, we have to avoid Yggdrasil, no matter what, right? Because it's Navi, right? Navi loves, this is basically like their playground, so they're not going to go to Yggdrasil. Maybe thinking Midtown here. We have seen them fall twice onto Midtown, but they also have been able to take at least one series there. Meanwhile, though, you look at FlyQuest, and it's kind of a checkmate because their best Convoy map is Yggdrasil, but it's not as perfect of a record as Navi. So thinking here, maybe Midtown, as we've gone 1-1 for FlyQuest and getting everything settled, you have to also think about it from the player's perspective.
Yeah.
You need a mental reset.
Yes.
You just got 3-0.
What the hell? Why did someone on you? Edward, J3's farts would make the leaning tower lean the other way.
And I mean, this is where your coach is
the
going to come in
hell?
absolutely clutch, right? This is where you're able
Why
to
am I
say,
catching
hey,
strays?
guys, it's okay, this happens. We just have to head into this next one and make sure that we play clean and we play to our own game.
They can't hear the casters chat when they the big headphones. Well, from my understanding, especially from previous tournaments, they have those little. You see those little wires right there? Those are the sound from the game headphones. The big headphones are for noise canceling and for the mic. They're like aviation headphones, so you can't really hear the outside. You can't hear the plane or anything. So it's noise canceling, but the mic is really good. It doesn't pick up all the surrounding, like, you know, noise. It only gets your voice. So that's what they use to communicate.
Of dive characters on the sidelines.
Gonna have to see how this pick and ban phase irons out. As is it going to be another target strategist ban line? Thinking with energy and how we've highlighted this player too. Usually when it comes to the 3-3,
let's get this, chat. Let's get this. WJ, of course, as the best,
It is going to be
watch party for Marvel Rivals. I gotta give you guys, you know, the correct and the proper education.
Target, and it will not be the Psylocke, it will be the Captain America, because they're one map up and it being a best of 5 series. Navi get the opportunity to sort of feel
chat, do you guys think FlyQuest does it?
FlyQuest are to banning some of these duelist role setups for Jerky.
Sometimes you even have seen time and time again the Doctor Strange bans on this map too, because it prevents the recontention with the portal. But I don't think it's going to happen here, because it could be very risky too, as we get to see the protect onto the man.
Surely,
like this. You get the damage boost. On
surely they ban Psylocke.
To prevent the team up of the big AOE healing of the
surely they ban Psylocke.
Domain is already a broken
hey, you got my vote for the best rival streamer. Hope you win it. Hey, appreciate it. You know what? Speaking about that, let me put that back on. Chat, don't worry about my high.
Navi remove the Invisible Woman. FlyQuest are going to be removed.
Oh, I don't even know if you can still vote anymore. Can you still vote?
Bring some of these players back in either a double strategist lineup or a triple strategist composition, as FlyQuest are going to be saving the Luna, because yet again they see the ban line format. Navi are targeting out strategists, and FlyQuest do not want to be stuck with 2.
They're gonna ban Psylocke, right, chat?
When they have something like a Mantis and
yo, chat, they're gonna ban Psylocke, right?
Midtown, you mentioned Ultron because you have more of that verticality, as the last protect is the Psylocke. Remember, FlyQuest not only
they're going
over to Midtown,
they protect
this. Choose which side they want to start.
GG's.
You also have to take care of the 3-3 comp that you may want to rock out with, and if you're getting focused when it comes to the strategist, that puts a dent to some of your plans.
Speaking of plans, the scuppering of the Adam Warlock has begun for both of these two teams. FlyQuest using that last ban slot because Navi, they targeted the Loki, but these
I don't know what
spans
NA's
are
doing,
not
chat.
universal.
NA
They are
seems lost right
one-sided,
now.
which means that they would have had access to both the Loki and the Adam to complete that really frustrating stall strategy of just Karmic Revival, God of Mischief, copy into Karmic Revival, so that even if you don't win the fight on first, you manage to absolutely sink your opponent's chance of going the full distance. As Navi, I'm sure we're going to be seeing it in a moment.
If this game starts and I see Jerky on Psylocke, I'm just gonna laugh.
Because as I said, they got the Mantis through, which means that they can play a triple strategist line. They're going with an Ultron, which is known as being directly countered by Psylocke, to the point that in 4.0 we actually even saw Psylocke being banned by some teams if they wanted to run the Ultron, and that was before she was buffed. And Zealous is going to be on the rocket, and Psylocke is going to be able to flank all the way around and catch the BRB Station 2.
Oh, my favorite, everybody, is listening to Moxie getting upset when she sees this
chat,
Ultron
look at
into
that.
a
Navi's
Psylocke
on
matchup.
Psylocke.
It is the absolute best, and it's exactly what you were talking about, right? Because we see a lot of these counter picks as Jerky, already taking some damage, but you see Energy taking control over the high ground as, once again, FlyQuest being on this defense, trying to get the disruption, but also the damage done to boost into that Galactic Legend.
So one of the benefits of the Ultron against the Psylocke, or against the dive rather, is that he is undiveable. And starting off on the defense, Vision does at least have so much distance between himself and the Psylocke. He's currently not being pressured by the one-tap potential, which does mean that FlyQuest are building Rage of Ultron and allowing the triple strategist line to be able to stabilize with there's a staple on this Magneto. Moving on forward, has to deal though with the rushdown potential of Rajaro. The Carbon Crush will be shielded off, and FlyQuest are able to stabilize. Jerky still not able to find a way through, but look at what he's doing. He's not diving, he's building, he's been farming the dance of the butterfly. Soul Resurgence comes on through from FlyQuest, but that means that Navi get to come on through with an uncontested invisible boundary.
Oh, Fate holding back a little bit with this invisible boundary, kind of putting it behind the payload. FlyQuest still holding forward, and now with the Galactic Legend, it forces out level 1 Crook to have the Fate of both worlds energy flying all around them. Get the fly swatter as Naga tries to retaliate. Meteor.
Vest. Okay, Vest.
Run up to Fate. He cannot get away, but look right behind you, Spark Chief, noticing where that pesky.
Hey, good hold so far, chat. Good hold so far.
Back to the drawing board after losing out on Rajaro.
We might need to rename the meatball into the mosquito net as Vez just sorts out of the sky Navi's fate. Vision still as well holding on to this Rage of Ultron. CC immunity will also have the aerial dynamics to stay above the Feast of the Abyss's incoming damage, but that's where the anti-heal starts to come on through. And
ooh, trust me. Trust me, is a really good fucking Venom.
To save the players from all of that incoming
really good
damage.
Venom.
Does mean though that they've kept energy alive on the Star-Lord to take out Jerky, who was the next cycle of aggression from Navi's end, and this Ultron pick is working out for FlyQuest.
It was big too because it was boosting into the dance of butterflies, but you cannot ignore who is harassing your backline. Again, look at Rajaro, that's Psionic Seduction almost online, but I'm also looking at these strategist ultimates too. They used up the Rage of Ultron earlier as a Psionic Seduction comes out next. Jerky, Dance of the Butterflies as he gets put to sleep thanks to Cooper being on that Mantis. The insurance policy that they needed, but they have to recontest as Sparky is already up here in the front.
They look to do so with Cosmic.
That was a good sleep, chat. That was a good sleep.
Both worlds, and only one of those healing strategists has a health bar attached to their ultimate. FlyQuest now relying on the Galactic Legend to clear the board, but Vez has already fallen. Invisible boundary slows everybody down into the dance of butterflies. Stacked with the
I think that's first point.
Because this is about to be overtime. If Navi aren't careful, they need to finish out the fight now.
That was first point.
Can solve for a portal play, and we go into second.
First point's usually always the hardest to get too. So hey, that was a good hold by FlyQuest. Someone said maybe FlyQuest was cooking. Yeah, maybe they were cooking like me in college. Instant ramen. Just boil hot water, bro.
That was the win con here for Navi to be able to get that first checkpoint.
I'm really worried about this Ultron, Vicky. Not only are you up against the Psylocke, you're up against the Star-Lord too. Rage of Ultron at least has been generated, so FlyQuest, if they feel pressured, might use it to break out of Subway Tunnel. As Navi just continue applying the pressure. There it is.
I thought I heard the cats do something. My bad.
Into Navi's back line, pushed on forward with Cooper's Soul Resurgence, and the Ultron might not heal as much as he did, but he still does the same amount of damage. FlyQuest button the hatches, stall out the momentum from Navi, and are now in a good position with a flying composition to be able to scout and mark Navi's rotations. But do they have...
Ooh, nice hiding
Jerky's
spot.
position?
He's a
Oh my
ninja.
goodness.
No way.
He's
The
a
dog has to use the
ninja.
traits. He's a hide-and-seek master.
Dude, he knows
Oh, they saw him,
Sparky's
they
a
saw
player.
him.
I'm looking for... Oh, he heard him go invisible. They called him out. A few seconds of invisibility before
24
backing
HP,
away.
Chad.
And
24.
that
Wow,
goes
they
hand
kept him
in
alive.
hand.
Wow,
With
he
the
actually
Ever
lived
Frost
that.
team
That's
up
crazy.
has energy. He's found Trustby, but Jerky's going to continuously be a problem to the back line of FlyQuest, especially forcing out Zelos and that BRB.
The problem for them is that Jerky doesn't have LOS until now to receive the Idol Aura. Flanks on to the left side, gets it from level 1 Cork. Level 1 Cork with the Fated Blow Force 2, trying to keep the teams the same through Energy's Galactic Legend, but he still finds the pick through. But look at
Jerky
what
got
Jerky's
two still.
doing. They saw the FlyQuest was split, and they punished the spread.
Give Jerky a pay raise. It's insane. Not even with the invisible boundary. You don't even need it. Look how low he is, and he's still holding forward. He's getting enabled. As
Oh!
he goes down, but Jerky
Oh!
Oh my goodness, that Psylocke was just able to find the elimination through the activation time frame of the Soul Resurgence. Vision does have Rage of Ultron, but he's not currently in the fight to use it. It falls instead of FlyQuest, stalling it out long enough for him to come back into play. There's with the meteor and finds the connection onto Fate. No,
That crowd really wants FlyQuest to win.
Absorb the Galactic Legend damage.
And now with Naga flying around here with that Galactic Legend, you have to look at Sparky trying to look for the interruption too. Jerky finds Zelos next, who has not been able to set up with these BRBs as well, as Jerky gets shut down. Vision knows what he has to do. It's a trade up on both sides. As Navi, they're down in numbers. FlyQuest are looking to wake up.
Vision, the perfect timing. If he'd used the Rage of Ultron any moment earlier, he would have been taken down by the Galactic Legend, as it just manages to melt through the Ultron self-healing. And it was because of the Vanguards that he was able to hold on to it for so long. FlyQuest now continuing to put the pressure onto Navi. 20 seconds later, invading into that space.
This is why NA don't do many competitions there. It sucks to lose at home. That's not true at all.
The numbers are too
There's a lot of tournaments that happen in NA.
Butterflies, and Jerky has brought his team back into this fight.
Dance of the Cutterflies as Jerky's always in the driver's seat. Energy can't do anything alone. And with
Oh,
overtime
they actually
taken
got-
away, Navi are looking to get this next checkpoint.
Portal, can they get the portal off?
I thought FlyQuest was definitely holding that. Wow.
Yes, they will. FlyQuest didn't have a player ready to be able to go onto the objective.
I thought they were
and
gonna
hold the
fucking win that. I
title
thought they were
for
about to hold on
Gone
second.
out.
I was about to say,
Navi gets to move
damn,
into
that was a
third.
good old, bro. Oh, hey,
But
hey.
FlyQuest, yet
Okay,
again,
thank you.
with this flying composition, if they win
Don't do
it
that to
one
me. Don't
fight,
crash today.
Because they have so much cover through the outside of this building, should be able to find the shutdown. But for Navi, it's all about the Kraken impact. No strategist ultimate ready to be able to stave it off. Cooper with the Soul Resurgence just isn't going to do the healing required.
And with Vaz getting taken down, Crook sets Navi up to control this space. They're looking at Energy. He's got the Galactic Legend, but with the fate of both worlds used up, Energy's waiting for the very tail end of that ultimate.
Galactic Legend, but Invisible Boundary comes on through from Fate. The Winter Soldier's outside it though, and that was the one pick that FlyQuest needed. Vision has the Rage of Ultron, uses it after the Feast of the Abyss damage comes on through, trying to heal his body.
Ooh,
But it's insufficient.
Trust me, is
Bounty
farming
heal
the
still
supports in the back
applied.
line. Oh, he
It's
got...
Navi with the Feast of the Abyss continuing to move the payload forward.
Not
no,
good
this is the
shit.
whole
Good
problem.
shit.
This is crazy. Seeing what Trust Me is doing onto the backline of FlyQuest. Look at Naga, Kraken, Impact, online, reset potential together with Jerky 2.
Vez might be able to shut this down. The Bucky has to use the projectiles, but no, FlyQuest has to use the meteor. to
No,
play the space
Vez,
back
bro,
in.
you could have went
That
for
Kraken
anyone.
Impact should be staved off though by the fate of both worlds if they even allow it to come through in the first place. Heaven's Retribution peeled off by Dance of the Butterflies, and FlyQuest are losing player after player.
Too much damage output for them to deal with as Navi. They're walking the dog with the payload. Jerky, he finds Vision next. That destroys the opportunity to build into the Rage of Ultron. As Zelos, they force the overtime, the recontention with the portal from Navi.
Kraken Impact, Feast of the Abyss at the same time, just after Zealous' ultimate has ended. Cooper still situation, 5% away from having Rage of Ultron online. Will be able to find.
Wait, did they get the? Oh.
Healing. Invisible boundary pulls for Navi.
Oh, he can't teleport back.
FlyQuest turning the tide. They just have to deal with this Eye of Agamotto.
That invisible boundary was just a little too short.
Big. Oh, that's a good push, though. That was a good push, good hold. Good push, good hold.
And preventing Navi.
Yeah, that was great from both teams. That's going to be very hard for FlyQuest to beat, though.
Preventing the full push from coming on through. The Mantis Ultron, when it works, it works. When you're not in control of the space and you're up against the Solid and the Psylocke, there are points where it really doesn't. But that Rage of Ultron being able to have
good fucking play, chat. Good fucking play from both teams.
Being undiveable by the Venom.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
Have to worry about the Psylocke in those later stages of the fight, especially when we saw the swap over to the Winter Soldier.
And that's why, together with the Mantis, you get the damage boost, right? And then you get to reposition yourself around those rooftops. You get to get a lot more aggressive. And even when you get the Ultron's Rage, you could control the space. It depends on the situation if you want to try to get a reset or even try to hold up and control that space that you need.
It works on the defense.
Yeah.
It's not going to have the same level of impact on the attack unless you just have continuous momentum. Playing into this first fight is going to be absolutely nightmarish if Vision decides to hold on to this pick, because Jerky is already going to be established. He's going to be already in that same level of space. So too is the Winter Soldier already going to be within distance to put the pressure when the Ultron decides to look for those angles, if they opt for it.
Can we talk about the difference, by the way? I know it's split up healing, but Crook is always so crazy. One of the best strategists that we have within Marvel Rivals Ignite, but we are rolling out as Navi now on the defense. Look at this composition. Jerky is still on the sideline.
Energy is getting everything at the moment. It's a battle of the pockets. Psylocke versus Star-Lord, who's going to be able to find more value? Energy can try and follow up, but the question is on what? Sparkshift on the Captain America is the answer, but he just can't get close enough. The pure potential of the Winter Soldier to deal with these flyers, the tainted voltage connections are so brutal.
Oh my. Bucky Barnes landing 2. First Energy next onto Vez. Energies has had enough. Now swapping over to the Solid, we get to see the 1v1 matchup that we were expecting, Moxie.
But only one of them has the Emma. Rajaro gives Jerky the lead in terms of that department, but Cooper on the Mantis gives Energy the lead in regards to the damage boost potential.
No, Vez has that Emma, and it's not banned against them. We're going to have to see, but at least with a bubble, you can protect your backline against the threat that is Jerky and Trust Me. As Trust Me looking to fly in a beautiful sleep, as we see from the Mantis of the hands of Cooper. But look at Crook and look at Fate. They have their ultimates, and they can enable Jerky, who goes in with a Dance of the Butterfly.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom, bro. I couldn't hold it.
Cooper, the body stack is good. And
oh my.
Are going to lose a player.
I was sweating.
The trade. Fate goes down, no invisible boundary, which means no way of shutting down the Rage of Ultron. A sacrifice is required. Navi turn their attention to deal with the Ultron, and FlyQuest sweep elsewhere.
You're seeing double here. It was 2 Dance of the Butterfly side by side as FlyQuest.
Did I miss anything interesting? Oh, I had to go to the bathroom, chat.
Space, and you can already see Spark Chief holding up, but when Navi recontests here, Moxie, they still have the invisible boundary. Rajaro with the Sound of Seduction, and Trust Me with the anti-heal from the Feast of the Abyss.
They have to be so concerned about Rajaro opening that space, and Trust Me catching the disengagement with the Feast of the Abyss. There's the Sonic Seduction trying to force FlyQuest back. There's the Force Physics grabbing them forcefully back, and Vez falls. Level 1 Crook finds the elimination. Feast of the Abyss is surely going to be coming on through the moment Fate on both ends.
If Vez cannot catch a break, and with Cooper going down next, Fate
Ooh.
boundary, and again, as you hear in your nightmares.
Ooh, chat, 1.5 minutes, bro. 1.5 minutes.
The moment that they lost Vez, they knew that that was going to be Navi stopping him before that first checkpoint.
Look how pushed up as well they are. They're really going to pressure FlyQuest and trying to burn one of these ultimates before they can get to the objective.
Yeah, I think Energy is a great DPS player, but I don't know if Energy can match Jerky on the sideline.
Isolated backline, and blink and you'll miss it. FlyQuest are sent packing before they get an opportunity to react.
Damn, look at Energy, bro. He does not look happy. He doesn't even look like he's communicating, man.
looking at Trust.
They look, yo, FlyQuest looks defeated.
High ground as FlyQuest back to the drawing board. They're looking.
They look defeated, chat.
It's a situation. If you preemptively pop the Freedom Charge, everyone from NAVI are just going to hold off on investing their ultimates until it's done. At least FlyQuest do have the ultimates now to be able to use. Speaking of which, Dance of the Butterflies comes on through, but it's healed. Level 1 Crook with the sustainability fate of both worlds.
Come on, Vest, you have to hit this. You have to hit it. He gets it. He gets it. They might get first point off of that.
The rest of the team's sustainability.
That was a win con. That's what he needed to do, and it was great communication from FlyQuest.
He needed to hit that, bro. He needed to hit that.
And it was just
nice. They capped.
Like that.
Nice.
And he was able to get the Meteor M, and they're able to get this next checkpoint.
No strange portal. FlyQuest had already got the objective so close to the checkpoint that NAVI don't get the opportunity to stall for a strange portal play to come on through. And FlyQuest can continue this momentum moving forward. Rage of Ultron, Soul Resurgence, both of those are strategist ultimates that allow you to take momentum and space against your opponent.
Look at Spark Chief though, he's held all the way up, trying to take a different angle, and it's because they want to be able to control this choke. It can be so lethal as he dives into the backline together with Vision and the Rage of Ultron. They're forcing them back, and he finds Naga. Huge pick, preventing the Kraken impact. It starts rolling forward, energy finding Crook, and it is Navi that are sent back.
That's exactly what
FlyQuest needed
to do, because Rage of Ultron and Soul Resurgence would not have stood up to the damage potential of Kraken impact. FlyQuest, by doing that, bought the opportunity for Zealous to build the fate of both worlds and sustain against Navi's win condition when we head into this next fight, and they'll be doing so.
Damn, you hear that crowd, chat? They really want FlyQuest to win.
He has to keep doing that.
I like that. I like that. I like hearing the crowd in the background on a live stream. It's cool.
But Spark Jape is going to be able to protect his strategist. The Sonic Seduction coming out together with Trust Me and the Feast of the Abyss. Look at Fate with the invisible boundary that enabled that of Naga, and they're going to be able to wait this on the ultimate of Cooper, but Zelos could help them out as energy moves up. Dance of the Butterflies on both sides.
It's the bait! Dance of the Butterflies forces fate of both worlds. Look at the Winter Soldier, because that Kraken impact needs to be dealt with now. Aggressive plays comes on out from level 1 Crook, letting the team move forward onto the objective. The slam down of the Venom.
I wish the EU teams got the same love from the crowd as the NA teams do. I don't think it's all the NA teams getting love. I think it's just FlyQuest, because a lot of the people from I think few of the people who play on FlyQuest are from Atlanta, so it's like a lot of their friends and family. It wasn't like this for like a lot of the other teams.
As he's forced back into the farm room gate, and that's with him going down with the Rage of Ultron.
FlyQuest have to lose these players and lose them quickly. Navi chasing for yet more.
30 seconds, chat. 30 seconds.
Half a minute left. FlyQuest
better hooker than Jay's? No.
Do they go the strange portal?
Don't disrespect me.
It could be a risk though. Once you use that Dr.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but I've been coaching Naga on how to play Bucky.
Is this the time
secretly,
They're
off
looking
stream.
to move up. They haven't swapped just yet. They want to push in with the Rage of Ultron first.
But this is dangerous. You have to worry about the bottom Kraken impact, but that first pick opens the way immediately. Navi down the Winter Soldier, down the Kraken impact threat to hold FlyQuest off. Rage of Ultron gets bubbled, forces out the invisible boundary. FlyQuest disengage it because it's off of the objective, and they still have room to breathe. Dance of the Butterflies from Energy.
Oh, energy!
And FlyQuest should be able to take.
They might be able to cap this. No, they're capping it. They're definitely capping it.
Stop Jerky, and they get this next checkpoint as Navi are forced to
Nice.
They're giving them their energy, but this is what's scary now, Moxie. Once you force yourself into overtime, guess what? Now you still have only a minute and less than 20 seconds on the clock.
What's really scary as well is that they had to burn both the Ultron and the Mantis ultimate together. Now it's just fate of both worlds, which means that Navi, there's so many more fights until we hit that checkpoint. They can use the Psylocke, they can use the Bucky, either of which to force out Zealous' fate of both worlds and find the value of the one that wasn't burned.
What do they say?
The Butterflies, Feast of the Abyss. They're trying to
let's go FlyQuest.
They forced it out. They forced it out together at the very least here. They can't get the fall of the protection that we're seeing onto the backline with Vision getting called out.
I like this. This is what esports is all about, baby. This is what esports is all about. I love LANs, chat. It sucks that they didn't invite any of the streamers. They feels bad, man. I would have loved to be there, but I also like code streaming with you guys.
Got less than 5 seconds now on the.
What? How are they going to stop cheering when this is the moment of truth? They need to keep cheering. Oh!
The Meteor M! It shuts down Naga! Leave my backline alone! And now they cannot get off the point!
NAVI have to just stall out this objective control for as long as they can to get this coming on through. They're so close to defender spawn. Vision with the Rage of Ultron forced into using it. Beast of the Abyss comes on through from Trust Me. Doesn't find the pick. Zealous is already down. No Fader both wants to cycle after the Ultron's ultimate.
Oh no, chat. I think that's game. I think it's 2-0 NAVI.
NAVI are shutting them down. It's going to be a strange portal that allows us to come back.
Jerky almost has ult. They just popped Luna ult. Jerky's going to have a free ult. Oh, that's GG's, chat. That's GG's. He's going to let it rip. He's going to let it rip. Let the Beyblade rip.
Look at Jerky. He's got the dance of the butterflies ready to go as he can try to find.
There it goes.
He uses it right on top of the portal. Both teams, both dances.
That's GG's. I called it. I called it.
Who dances on top?
When are you guys going to ban his side? Chat, I should be a coach. I should be a coach. I need to be a fucking... What are you guys doing? Ban Psylocke. You guys can't let him on Psylocke. He's a demon.
FlyQuest have to find the turnaround, have to adapt against this ban structure. They thought that the Ultron might be the answer alongside the Mantis.
Poor energy, bro. Poor energy. 17-year-old kid. He's doing really good. He's doing really well. But hey, sometimes you gotta teach him young, chat. Sometimes you gotta teach him young. You gotta teach him. Sometimes you get kicked down. Sometimes when you think you're happy, you get your ass kicked. It's called taxes.
15 final hits for both of these players, but then you look on the other side, guess what? Jerky went 44 and 10. He has 28 final hits. And this is what happens in the pick and ban phase already too, Moxie. What are you doing when it comes to Zelos? What are you going to do when it comes to your
Yo, that's so disrespectful, bro. NAVI, it's 2-0. They all just walked off the stage. They said, this shit is so easy. We don't even want to play a third match. They just walked out. They said, let the crowd deal with them. No, they're just taking a break.
If we go into our next map and we don't see an instant ban on the Psylocke, it's likely that NAVI just decide to shut out that ban potential and save it, because that truly would be the thing that pushes FlyQuest out of the comfort zone. We'll have to see whether or not Desk agree.
Yo, Pancakes, appreciate the massive 53 months, my friend.
The action that we've just seen.
Oh, thank you so much, Moxie. I mean, I'm having trouble finding the words that captures the effort, the momentum, and what we saw between both of those teams on that fight. I mean, playing for it all, FlyQuest gave it everything they had on that last point, but NAVI has so much clutch in the
If FlyQuest wins the next 2 games to bring this back to a game 5,
what did you see there that NAVI did so perfectly?
I might take my shirt off.
Good in the rematches. They sort of take
that would be a great series.
Pro, like from the draft before, making sure that Vision doesn't get the Jeff, that you can sort of try and target as many of those strategists as possible. I think the one good thing for FlyQuest in that last map was those signs of life at the end, where you have to go towards playing the Ultron.
Yeah.
Like, why is it taking that long to see Energy play Psylocke when it looks that sharp? It's those kind of adjustments, even though you've not practiced it, you have to bring it out now because your tournament life is on the line.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I think you remove Jerky Psylocke. I've been saying
that
for a while. I think that
I've
needs
been
to happen.
saying that since 1923. Take away his side. Oh my God, I'm tilted. I'm tilted.
But I don't know, man.
I need to be a coach.
Do at this point.
I mean, it just seems like history in the making, and NAVI setting themselves up to be back-to-back. Let's go, FlyQuest. We hear from the crowd. It's so electric here. The moment was right there, and they're letting it slip. We'll have to see if they're able to, because, right, great point. We finally saw what FlyQuest is made of there at the tail end of those fights. I thought if they were coming together, and to your point, hey, listen, Energy has been playing Psylocke since I've been casting the man, and so we know what he can do on the hero, but to answer that as well, the dance of the butterfly at the end there from Jerky, getting the 5 both go off cinematically, right.
He just knows how to find those like opportunities, those slight things for FlyQuest. Their backline has been hit hard with.
That's just crazy, bro. That's just crazy, bro.
Onto the likes of getting like Lunar Snow, for example, Cloak and Dagger.
That's just crazy, chat. You know what FlyQuest is playing like, chat?
FlyQuest, they're making these right changes. But in comparison to Virtus Pro and NAVI, they have a little bit more experience, certainly playing up against each other. It just might be too little too late. I think FlyQuest now has a read on what these teams are trying to do to them, but you have to be able to pull out, like we saw some Jean Grey from Naga before. We saw the Ultron, which got nerfed super hard since stage 2 into now. And then
they gotta step it up, bro.
On that silo, it's just a case of like trying to build that momentum. FlyQuest took us to this map because they managed to full hold NAVI in.
Oh my god, I like how they're so passionate. I like it when like the players show emotion, chat, instead of just being zombies and robots.
That have huge ultimate potential, and then you see over at FlyQuest, they only have really one with the Psylocke.
28 final hits by Jerky on Psylocke. Naga got 16.
Coming in at any time that could sweep the team, and you have that dance of the butterfly. It's so much pressure. We saw Ultron a few times there trying to make plays towards the backline, forcing on an ult, but it was just missing other times just due to the nature of not being able to move in enough with Ultron, so it didn't get the value.
Jay, what do you think of Naga's Bucky?
Or a butterfly every single time.
How I see it is, look how well Navi's doing with Naga's Bucky. Now imagine if I was on that team and it was my Bucky. You know how crazy that would be?
You talk to people.
If I was on Navi's team playing Bucky, this game would already be over. It would be 3-0 FlyQuest. Navi would have lost.
Because you look at it, 3-0 from VP. This isn't what they can do. I know they can do more, and so will they bounce back? Can they bounce back? My answer is yes. We're going to get a 2-1 and go from there, gentlemen. To make that happen, Ship, how do they do that?
I mean, again, I think they need to remove the Psylocke. I think that has been a huge problem for their backline. It has consistently found multiple KOs. And, you know, Bucky, although incredibly strong right now, Psylocke is so hard to patty cake. We talk about patty caking. Maybe for those who don't know, the strategists look at each other, heal each other to try to survive some of those ultimates. You can stop Crack and Impact with a bubble from Magneto, but you cannot stop the dance of the butterfly from sweeping the backline, right?
We also get map choice as well as we go to Convergence and Heart of Heaven. If you want to throw in a curveball, how about the latest map to be added into the game? We've not seen Navi play it. It's a risk because you don't know what your sort of
give bro the dog biscuit after that take. Hey.
Relatively well for you. You have taken loss in it when you played up against Virtus Pro before, but it is one of these areas where you need to be a little bit unorthodox because Navi knows that, okay, yeah, you've picked Heart of Heaven a couple of times. You'll probably want to go there. It's the same with Midtown, right? I think Navi's going to know that you were going to go to that map.
I mean, 100%. We saw these teams again go together in the group stage. I cannot express how elite FlyQuest defense was in the group stage on Midtown. They didn't even move. Navi didn't see any life, and now they were able to go and take that whole map. And so it's like, where do we take them now? And for me, I agree. I think it's tough that you have to try to find a map where you think you can steal that W, and maybe, you know, we'll find that out here shortly. But I want to talk about.
We played a King of the Hill. We played a Koth. We played a. Oh, so it's Convergence next. It's Convergence. What map do you guys think we're gonna go to for Convergence?
Right, and the first map and the first start of Midtown, we saw him playing Jean Grey. Like, how many people have we seen go into that situation of like, yeah, this character nerfed, it's fine.
No, Yggdrasil is a convoy.
Create a lot of sort of damage to help Jerky.
It's probably going to be either Central Park or the Wakanda map, I think. Oh! They like playing on that new map, actually, the Kunlun map.
Quick at making those like hero adjustments.
The Hearts of Heaven, yeah.
Jerky looks so good because everybody else is starting to just adjust to the characters super quickly. Navi know the win conditions from back to front. They know how to play this game, and if a new hero needs to come in, that's what Naga's going to pull out.
Listen, I talked to Trust Me on stage, and what he said to me was, hey, it's not easy playing for this team. They scrim a lot, they practice. It's a tough environment because they expect themselves to be the best. And honestly, you can't even see it over here. I'm ready to stand up and get on the desk to just show my tip of the cap of what it takes.
Whoa, he's about to stand up on the desk and show the tip. What?
And guess what, my friend?
What are these casters saying?
See down there, right?
Heart of Heaven.
What the fuck, bro? Nah, bro.
We see in a best of 7 grand final 2. So Navi, they usually very like up to speed, right? We sort of mentioned Fate on screen.
Heart of Heaven, chat. The next map is Heart of Heaven.
People were like, this is a trash hero. He's no good at like the esports level. He was like, I can make it work. And it's one of the reasons why they're the world champions winning the mid-season finals. And it could help them out a lot here if they can get good on the new map added into the game.
Hey, listen, y'all, this is the hope for FlyQuest, the only hope for them to not be eliminated. Atlanta, you've been amazing from FlyQuest out there. If you want to give me your spirits, let's hear it from you right now, as we will be getting ready for this draft. It will be up for grabs here now as Navi looks to lock in, and again, just that leadership behind Trust Me is what we continue to see. Let's see how they find out what they can do to shut down.
Okay, chat, let's see this.
Relentless from Navi.
Is this going to be a 3-0 or is this going to be a 2-1?
Yeah.
It's just so hard, especially on this map.
On
You
this
know,
map,
it's just
it's
going to
huge.
dump them off the back if you're on the defense, which FlyQuest
I
is on first.
think FlyQuest needs to ban Jeff. They need to ban Jeff.
Just don't allow it to
But
be
I think
in the game.
Navi's going to save Jeff. Jeff is really good on this map, and also Navi has fate. But they either have to protect Jeff or they're going to have to protect... Wait, Venom? I was going to say, the Jeff or Psylocke? Wait, why would you do that?
Because we see that lock-in from Venom, which makes so much sense for Trust Me.
Yep, Trust Me gets his symbiote. We have just seen this man stall after stall, point after point. I was talking to Ship yesterday after matches. I'm like, Trust Me, he never dies. It's crazy.
FlyQuest is going to win this.
Another hero I like on this map.
FlyQuest is going to ban Jeff, and they're also going to probably ban Psylocke. Watch.
To get up and continue to get those respawn, Ship.
And you're seeing on, Trust Me, when he's on Venom, he's consistently on the point. If you look back, even if you see FlyQuest take home a win in a team fight,
wow, FlyQuest. This is FlyQuest has the bans, chat.
It finally happened. All right, so
thank you. FlyQuest might win this.
See the man play. Right, you watch Jerky a lot. What else does he have access to here?
I mean, he could play quite a lot.
Jake Kwan, appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. Everyone following the stream as well. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you, YouTube. Appreciate Twitch chat. Hey, best watch party from all the rivals here, chat.
Seems to be more of the same. That Mantis is going to be one-sided protected from FlyQuest. You don't want that team up with Loki.
Yeah, if you're looking at the last save here into ban, I mean, do they try to get rid of the Atom v Atom? Like, there's a couple ways that they can go about it if you're Fly. Last save for them, listen, I mean, they might go with the Bucky again if you want to go ahead and roll that direction. Naga has been an absolute demon no matter the hero as they go 4-3-2-1, and it is the final lock. It is that Rocket.
Ooh, I wonder what they're going to ban.
Great hero for this map.
Are they going to ban another support or are they going to ban Daredevil?
We'll likely see Fate, but the combination play with that 40% damage boost has been massive throughout this tournament. Rocket is in such a good state right now. If you are
Daredevil
or if you lose Mantis,
or a support,
you need to try to ban Rocket as well if you really want to hinder a team.
Phoenix.
Guaranteed you will get that lock. Ooh,
Isaiah,
Phoenix, which we have seen Jerky play as well.
Appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub, my friend. Appreciate it.
Phoenix as well. We saw an Aegis sale. They continue to connect those as well. And so they are locking in the lineups, folks. Will we get the sweep or the beginning of a reverse sweep starting here at the heart of heaven, the newest map as we see
I think FlyQuest might win this. I like FlyQuest's bans.
We've got the casters.
I like FlyQuest's bans, chat.
Action right here live in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's get this thing going.
Thank you so much, Cozy. Heart of Heaven is where we go for map number 3. And you take a look at the pick and ban phase here, Moxie, and you get to see the Wombo when it comes to the Rocket being banned. They know what they want when it comes to the C on the damage boost.
Yep, that Cosmic Ion Amplifier is so dangerous in these enclosed positions, and Heart of Heaven, especially when we head into second and third, has so many areas where that Phoenix combined with the 40% amp is just too dangerous to leave on the field. Speaking about that, Phoenix Energy is likely going to be playing that same hero too, as every single time that FlyQuest have moved over to this position, that's exactly what duelists they've decided to put
Dominican,
like
2010, appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend.
Virtus Pro targeted out the Invis woman to make sure that he has denied the Guardian Shield lifeline.
Take that away and you look at the
Edward, appreciate the massive 3 months, my friend. I appreciate it.
On top of that terracotta rooftop, Energy getting to that position that you were mentioning too, but with Jerky being on the Hela, sure, you have no Phoenix, you have no Psylocke, but with Jerky taking an off angle, this could help enable Trust Me to get the dive.
Yeah, you've got verticality as well with the shift, where you can get yourself onto that rooftop angle and try and contest on the hit scan. Both the Phoenix and the Namor. Rogero walks away with the first elimination.
And Edward with 5 gifted subs on YouTube, my friend. Appreciate it. Absolutely insane.
From level 1, Crook sets up the pick, and FlyQuest don't have the BRB to bring the Phoenix from the ashes this time.
That means that they go on the Doctor Strange and they'll probably portal to recontest just in case. With Crook getting taken out, it is FlyQuest that come out on top.
I don't think they need the portal at this point, as Navi, they lose too many players. FlyQuest, there was no portal cast. I don't know.
No, Chad, they have them more.
But Energy is actually going to be returning on the Hela, and we have something that's a little bit Season 0 coded in terms of duelist lineup. It's just missing that Punisher or Hawkeye.
The Hela, but no more.
Vision is going to make sure that Navi are missing Jerky. Faye with the BRB brings him back though, and that means that Navi still have the confidence to take the fight. Galactic Legend covered with the bulwark. FlyQuest tried to shut it down with the Cosmic Ion Amplifier. Naga is going so low, but he's not falling, and Navi's players on the ground level are sweeping FlyQuest
biggest difference is that
Wow.
Cooper had gone down first from the very beginning of
The
that
one
fight.
and
when you're
only
dealing with
Blake.
Crook, who
Appreciate
has
him as a
stayed
prime sub as well,
alive,
my friend.
It enables Naga to control this point, as now they're already looking to get this payload moving. The turtle as now the recontention from FlyQuest.
No portal.
No portal.
Coming on through from FlyQuest, so there is still a healthy amount of time on the bank for Na'Vi as they push into second. Energy off of the Hela over to the Winter Soldier. Knows that Na'Vi are going to be trying to play aggressive, continue applying the pressure on the defense to not allow them to stabilize and get yet more distance covered.
Be a strat difference here as Trust Me with the Freedom Charge. He rallies the Avengers to hold up, and look at the way that Na'Vi rotate through these ultimates, because you also have Cooper, Spark Chief, who is looking to get everybody grouped together. As Rojaro, he's found energy. The BRB brings him right back. Cooper keeps him alive. The fate of both worlds as the whale comes crashing down together with the boost, allows him to get the follow. But again, it's the BRB, but this time from Na'Vi.
Meteor M from Vez used defensively against the Goddess of Death. Doesn't find an elimination, but buys FlyQuest the opportunity to turn the tide. Na'Vi, though,
That's a good pick, though. That's a good pick. Energy is a raid boss.
Cosmic Yawn Amplifier. So much damage done. Requires less time to fully charge up for the pick potential, too. So FlyQuest don't get the opportunity to overload it. And now Na'Vi continue the momentum as FlyQuest give up Kraken Impact Charge to swap energy over to the Psylocke.
Even in the second segment, when you're playing so close together, you have the walls next to you. They don't want to waste any time like they did in our previous series when we saw FlyQuest play in Heart of Heaven. Now look at Energy already onto the Psylocke, but it is Naga who has the Galactic Legend, and there is no strategist ultimates from FlyQuest to help them out in this equation.
The Psylocke is go big or go home, and FlyQuest are in danger of doing just that if it does not work out for them. Through the clouds, Energy moves Galactic Legend directly on top of FlyQuest's players. No space to disengage it, and Na'Vi find the pick. First off to Zealous, no more Rocket BRB, which means that all of the numbers are just going to continue falling lower and lower as Na'Vi
This might be a
continue
GG.
moving forward and forward.
It's a checkmate from the very
This-
beginning
this-
of the pick
this-
and ban. When you
this
don't
might
have
be a
a
GG.
lot of strategists to work with, the strategists from FlyQuest, they're struggling
God
a lot. They didn't have
damn,
those ultimates
chat.
to deal with the Galactic Legend, and guess what? Now Na'Vi, they get the second checkpoint.
They do have a couple of split players, though. The Hela wanting to play the off angle rather than with the core stack does mean that Down to the Butterflies has pick potential. But Na'Vi have so much time plus the Freedom Charge to be able to sustain through it. FlyQuest have to make a move now. What's going to be the go sign? There's the Down to the Butterflies. Freedom Charge not enough to keep level 1 Crook up, but at the end of the Psylocke ultimate, Rajara is able to catch him with the Mag Cannon, and he has fallen. FlyQuest have to rely on fate of both worlds instead.
Rajara's been popping off, and even with Spark Chief being able to find Jerky, it is the BRB again. The Rocket having so much potential here on this map, and together with the Sia, Rajaro, he does it again, while Jerky, he gets 2 more, and it's a mop here onto FlyQuest as Na'Vi are clearing another team fight.
FlyQuest are forced to hold on to Meteor M2. They know that Jerky has the Goddess of Death. They know as well that level 1 Crook, the fate of both worlds. They need the one-shot potential to try to lock one of those ultimates down. Freedom Charge should be able to pave their way onto point, but if it comes through preemptively, Na'Vi can just disengage and play the angles that afford the Hela for those pick potentials. Look at Jerky on the sideline too. FlyQuest, if they want to contest this objective, go directly past the Hela.
It's giving us Psylocke vibes here with the way that Jerky's taking a nice off angle, but it's to split the attention away from FlyQuest to enable Na'Vi to hold up. Look at the follow-up, by the way, between Trust Me and the Captain America as Naga, the Galactic Legend, over to the high ground.
The overlap! Meteor M absorbs it, but at the same time, Freedom Charge is burned, and now they don't have anything in the pocket for Goddess of Death coming on through from Na'Vi's end. FlyQuest need to find the pick and shut down onto the Hela, but the wrong Hela has fallen.
Count the freezes from Crook as Jerky takes to the skies. No BRB as Energy gets the retaliation onto Jerky. But look at the space that Na'Vi have built up as they get to the next choke, and Vision's forced to back away.
They're going to have Meteor M fade the Cosmic Yawn Amplifier too. It's fresh into the fight, so Vision will have the Blessing of the Deep to try to interact with the both of it. Cosmic Yawn Amplifier comes on through. Everyone from Na'Vi getting the damage boost potential. FlyQuest have to send players onto the objective, otherwise the round finishes. They have no choice but to go directly into the damage, past the Vanguards, past the Starlord. Na'Vi are not allowing FlyQuest any opportunity to turn it, and they will complete the full push with what a time bank on the clock.
everything on the table to make their way into the grand finals. And what separates NAVI from making it there is one more round. What a performance so far as FlyQuest. They keep trying these different
Oh
strategies.
my
Bossy.
fucking god, chat. Oh my fucking god.
They swap off, then they go right back over again. But even between the Sia follow-ups and the positioning too of the Sia alone behind that one wall at the very end of that checkpoint. I mean, you can't even get to the other side of the show.
Jesus.
Well,
oh man, I feel so bad.
That was one of the problems for FlyQuest. Moving over to Heart of Heaven, it's a play that they've
I
done
feel,
before.
chat, the only reason I'm saying I feel bad is because
Energy going over to the Phoenix is expected now as well. So NAVI get to come in with a full win condition. When they go for the strategist sweep, they remove the invis, which then impacts the resources that the Phoenix has available to.
Hello? 24-0?
Yep, 24-0.
8 final hits.
24-0.
This morning was Jean 18-1. We're Jean 2, right? Lighting up the feed. 10
my god.
Final hits. As this is the last chance opportunity for FlyQuest. Again, the difference between second and third place, 40,000 USD.
FlyQuest looks stronger as well on their defenses historically on this map. Now they have to play the attack. They're not even going to be opening up with the Strange Portal, which is what they usually do, and then swap over to the Venom from Spark Chief to be able to meet them with the back angle secured for that Hella, but that means that it's predictable. NAVI, though, punish if you don't use the Strange Portal.
Well, I think we're about to get a great finals, though, chat. By the way, Biopsy, appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub. And Gonzalez, appreciate the massive 110 bits. I think we're going to get a good series. NAVI 3-0's FlyQuest, and also Virtus Pro 3-0's FlyQuest. I mean, they have something in common. But I actually do feel bad. This is the last NA team, bro.
Are congested, and Sparky finds Jerky, but again, it's the BRB to bring him right back.
But that means that the Hella is out of the position that FlyQuest have to worry about. There is a window for them to get to be a little bit more aggressive. So now it falls to the Star-Lord to mark the Vanguards out and allow NAVI to stabilize, getting Jerky into a better and more punishing position. The AoE damage that falls onto Vision means that he's not there to try and keep Jerky in check, but you know who is? Vez, the hero that FlyQuest needed when the hour was at its darkest. FlyQuest finally feet on the objective. NAVI, though, they try and turn it with a Strange Portal play.
Time to wake up, but here comes Naga. It's going to be the recontest. They stopped him here, but
it was too late.
Too late. The turtle starts moving.
FlyQuest is looking good.
And NAVI, they had to throw in the towel.
FlyQuest is looking good.
Because when you move into second, it's more important, especially on a Helicon position, to establish your angle before the fight begins, other than risking getting staggered on that fight on first. FlyQuest getting to move on forward though. Vision with the poke angle, trying to shut down the Star-Lord. Trust me, making sure that NAVI get to play the way they want to, aggressively running towards this Hella.
It's the mirror to get the counter pick here. Well, Trust Me rallies everybody together with a freedom charge. Fate with the Sia, a freeze this time onto Rajaro as Sparky tries to find Jerky. And with no BRB, they don't bring him back. Level 1 Crook can keep this fight going. He's got the fate of both worlds as we have a dance-off between both sides with Cooper.
Oh, the Minion doesn't find the shutdown, and that means that it's not there to stop the Galactic Legend the way that Rajaro is to absorb energies. Energy is still able to find level 1 Crook, though. He's brought back by the Rocket BRB, the Soul Drainer, trying to put a stop to the Star-Lord, but Energy's movement is good. He manages to make it out.
Energy trying to do everything between the Galactic Legend to shut down that Meteor M originally, with Jerky getting taken out earlier too. And Vision with the reset, the Goddess of Death takes to the skies, and it's looking to take some space.
Goddess of Death looking for these players. NAVI looking to still keep Trust Me on that objective, making sure that FlyQuest don't get free push, making sure that they get to set up for another fight on second where the Hella is going to be in control of those angles, and that is why FlyQuest are already posted so far forward.
Nice little cheeky angle for a reset in case the Star-Lord needs to go back together with a team up of the Rocket. Look at Zealous with that Sia, but same thing for Fates, as now you see Energy taking a different angle here. Very similar, but you have to pinpoint where Jerky is, who also has a reset.
Goddess of Death is up in the hands of Jerky, but Energy isn't giving him the space to try and keep a track of Vision right now. Both the Captain America and the Star-Lord forcing the Hella's reposition, and she's got to burn the Goddess of Death, but the angle...
Damn, that was a great force.
And waited out without burning
that was, he better get healed when he lands, though.
Can't get the reset and doesn't get the space with that.
Oh, nope, he didn't get healed. He died. Fuck. I would have probably just take the death.
They pinpointed who
I think that was a panic ult.
Massive play as well. That Goddess of Death does not give you a health reset the way Ensong Inferno does. So FLYQUEST are able to time the Howler ultimate out and still find the elimination. Na'Vi down one of the duelists, relying on the Galactic Legend.
Come on, Vest. You're better than this, bro. Vest is usually hitting big slam dunks, man.
The Daredevil's out, and now with FLYQUEST taking disguise, energy, Galactic Legend, Jerky, he's found Cooper, no sustainability, there's only so much only energy can do, but at least they have time, 2 minutes, less than 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, actually, I do agree with what Emily said, the birthday girl. I do feel bad if FLYQUEST doesn't win a map, because that means they woke up today to get 6-0'd. That's tough, chat. Waking up to lose 3-0 to Virtus Pro, and then playing in the lower bracket to lose 3-0 to NAVI, that's bad.
Absolutely can.
I feel bad.
Jerky keeps the pressure up onto Spark Chief to make sure that the Captain America does not pressure his backline.
See where Jerky's going to be able to position himself with Vision having the reset too with the Goddess of Death. The backline may need some help here as Na'Vi move up. Jerky trying to hold them back together with Naga up in the skies. It's the sea of follow-up here as they try to control the turtle together. And it's also going to be the damage boost forcing FLYQUEST back. But Jerky takes him to court with the
what's my lawyer doing? Hey!
With Trust Me to fight Cooper and energy.
That Cosmic Yawn Amplifier, the damage with the 40% boost, and then to top it all off, the late pick onto Vez. FLYQUEST have
Hello everyone, first time here, this looks intense. Hey, welcome to the best watch party and stream of Marvel Rivals. Yeah.
Zelos having that Sia.
Best.
To see where he's gonna put his BRBs.
Can I get an amen chat to that? Yeah, best watch party.
Trying to get the follow-up with Butter as he lets the devil out. Jerky, but it's energy finding Crook, but he's got the BRB. This is why the rocket is so important.
The wombo combo though, Spark moved over to the Groot, so close to strangling Prison. Na'Vi burn fate of both worlds now. They need to finish off the fight. They need to stop the strangling Prison, connecting into the Kraken impact. FLYQUEST have the
FLYQUEST might cap this. They're gonna take it. They're gonna take it.
They should have second and a refresh on the
Okay, I'm glad.
They're getting it here. Vision finding
I don't think they're gonna have the same time as NAVI, but
but that was huge. Yes, the meteor M was forced out, but that also prevented Naga from holding up with the Galactic Legend.
I didn't even watch yesterday. Did 100 Thieves make it? Ban him. Ban that guy. Not because you weren't here watching the games. I mean, not because you didn't watch that game, but just because you weren't here in the stream. You have to live here.
Strangling Prison, the Goddess of Death. Does Vision use his early to try to force that meteor M out so Spark Chief and Energy's ultimates find more value?
100 Thieves lost, sadly. They came in 4th place.
Strangling Prison still. Freedom charge. They have to fight Wajaro. He pulls up the walls, even with that freeze behind him from level 1 Crook. As the freeze gets retaliated now, this time, to Trust Me.
What's the rent like here? One follow and occasionally one sub. Oh, Vision! I guess you could say Vision had the Vision. I'll be here all day, chat, by the way. Oh my god. Hey, you guys thought that was funny. Come on, man. Stop giving me dots. Flark you.
40 seconds left. Can the Cosmic Yawn Amplifier wave goodbye to NAVI, or do we wave goodbye to FLYQUEST in this tournament?
Depends if level 1 Crook stays alive for the fate of both worlds to help them out. Here's a Sia. Look behind you.
Vision. Vision.
Opportunity. They have the number advantage as a reset comes.
Vision.
Vision wins the 1v1. Repositioning around the bubble with the shift.
Oh, that's.
And Energy is popping.
Oh, Energy. Can they make it? Come on, chat. Get it. Get it. Get it in there. Get it in there. Put it in. Nah, hey, they did it. They did it.
They take it to the finish line. We keep this going.
Oh, don't cry. Don't cry. Why is he crying?
FLYQUEST, they asked on the stage.
Is he?
Cheer for us.
Is he crying?
And the crowd are giving them.
Is he crying because he's losing, or is he crying because he has to extend the game?
Vision with probably the most impactful 1v1. Like the confidence to see that name or bubble reset.
Oh, I don't want to see that, chat. I feel bad, bro. Come on, don't hey, third place is still good.
But this is so stressful.
Hey, third place is still good, man. That's the third place best team in the world.
Atlanta.
No, chat, don't call him a baby, bro. He's emotional, chat. Hey, I respect a guy who can be out there on the stage showing emotion. There's nothing wrong with that.
2.5 minutes for NAVI. FLYQUEST.
It's passion, chat. It's passion.
If they want to continue in this tournament, they need to pick up first. But so many times on Heart of Heaven on the attack,
Oh, I feel bad. He
He
did talk shit, though, but I do feel bad.
First play needs to be perfect. They need to find the first pick. They cannot afford to have that BRB used before NAVI, because NAVI in overtime, they'll wait, they'll hold the portal. They know in an overtime fight, you only need to win once.
They have to call it out. The gates
I don't
open.
agree
We're
with him
rolling
doing the
out.
choking thing
FLYQUEST
yesterday,
on the
chat.
attack.
And listen, I like shit talking. Shit talking is all fun and games and whatnot, but
with energy are going to be rotating
hey,
inside. They have to call out where this BRB could be, as they've called
it can
out
happen.
where the Star Lord is.
The shield for his team, the shield that allows FLYQUEST to move from main onto the sidelines. They've already been able to destroy the teleporter pad coming on through from NAVI, which would allow that Star Lord so much more aggressive place to put the
nice
pressure on
find,
the back
nice
line.
find.
They find the
Nice little
BRB.
spot too,
This
hiding in the.
Captain America has allowed them to move on forward, and FLYQUEST stop picking up the point percentage.
Huge cooldown, and trust me, won't be coming back. No BRB, as Chief tries to dive the back like beautiful protect off the bubble as Jerky finds vision. But guess what? Zelos, he brings him back as their BRB is still up.
The strategists too, not getting to heal the team, not getting to build these ultimates because of the pressure coming on through from Chief. But speaking of that coming on through, the portal has come on through from Navi's end. Vision
It's coming down to the wire, chat. It's coming down to the wire.
And FLYQUEST in overtime should be able to pick up first.
The job's not over. No body block off the portal, but they get the overtime and they get this turtle moving.
You only need one. That is the staple play from the defense on overtime. When we see Navi bank up these ultimates, they will catch them out. FLYQUEST.
Yo, they're doing it. They're doing it.
Continue disrupting the ultimate batteries from this team, and Chief is doing just that. The Captain America ahead of his team, buying so much space.
Mark Naga, that is the goal. Find where he is as Fate with the seal. A huge freeze onto Trust Me as Jerky. He's found vision. Chief with the freedom charge. They need help. They need to sustain the BRB. It brings Cooper back, and this is important with the fate of both worlds.
Meteor M absorbs the Galactic Legend. Best doesn't find the pick though. And
Nice.
Navi,
Hey,
they
nice
force
ult,
their keep
nice
speed of both
ult.
worlds. Level 1 Crook gets to use his leader. The damage boost is there for Trust Me on the Feast of the Abyss. FLYQUEST trying to do everything that they can to stop the Venom's ultimate coming on through. Vision dodges it with the Goddess of Death.
Oh, they burned that ult so fast. Oh. Their spawns are right there, though. Oh, no, chat.
Nobody left. Overtime taken away. They're desperate, and with no
Hey,
strategist able to
capping
hold
first
down,
point
they
is
get
good.
back.
They capped first
But
point
they
with
got
1 minute.
some
That's
progress,
good. Now
and that is the
they just
point.
got to ult for
They
2.
got first. That's the crucial part of their attacking
Come
push.
on.
They got first. Navi, they were able to full push. It wasn't in overtime. They have longer than a minute, but they have less time than you would a full, normal, natural attack. If FLYQUEST can complete the full hold, they continue in the tournament.
The stretch and the pressure right now. 30 and 11 for
This
energy.
casting is so good.
They're
The
finding
casting
these
is so
picks.
fucking good.
They're creating this space, but it's time to lock in.
The defensive positions will be
Come on,
in their
coach, give us a
favor. If they
speech.
want to go for
If
a
I was the
big
coach,
potential
I'll be like, hey,
position alongside
guys,
that
listen,
Ella,
this is
they
your moment to
absolutely
shine.
can, but they have to be
Remember,
prepared for Navi to
when
do
the
just
games
what
get
Spark
hard,
Chief did. Shield the team, allow them to
you
rotate.
gotta get harder.
While Naga is
Come on.
37 and 3. The one crucial
Listen,
detail is that
pressure.
they've been marking Jerky, who is
Diamonds
gone down
are
13
formed under
times.
pressure,
The
chat.
potential together.
Remember
between
that.
Energy and Spark Chief. They have to keep this up. 14 final hits.
Let's
vision,
go,
as he goes 45
FLYQUEST.
and 12.
Come on, let's see
The
this.
crowd, they're rallying up behind him. Again, they have to try to hold back Navi as they get started on their attack.
It's first fight. If you manage to win first fight for FLYQUEST, especially if you manage
Holy
to stop
shit,
that
Naga
from
is
generating
37 and
ultimate
3.
economy off of it, FLYQUEST will gain so much
Jesus.
more confidence. If they lose the first fight and they lose first so quickly, that's when the nerves will be there in full. As Trust Me, on the Venom, Navi, yet again, holding onto that strange portal, wanting to use it when it counts.
They get the extra shield too right there in the spawn room gates before they're going to be able to put the BRB somewhere else, probably actually hidden in the mist. As you get to see where Spark Chief is positioned, up on the high ground, trying to give them more pressure, but everybody's on this rooftop.
Marking the rotation, the way that FlyQuest took to get onto first, but Na'Vi, they go up, they go above. Can they go up back into that grand final? It's gonna be
Oh, he didn't get that kill.
The Hallelujah, his vision gets to stay alive though, and now Jerky, he gets marked, but they haven't found the BRB. He'll come right back around.
The crowd goes silent. Oh,
Cooper, both BRBs used up, and now Vision, he can't come in.
That's the soft dive, forcing the BRB first, and that means that, like you said, Vision will not get brought back, but Spark Chief and Energy together bring back FlyQuest chances. Vision onto the Strange, a minute has passed. Na'Vi denied any point percentage.
Naga has stayed alive for so long and needs some help as a portal comes in from Vision.
Good hold, good hold.
Not giving this up just yet. They had the number advantage, so you can see where that BRB's positioned too, as Spark Chief is trying to stop them.
Energy has seen he's too vulnerable. On that Hella, moves over to the Phoenix, will still draw the attention of Fire on that dive on the isolated targets, but he's got the ability with the shift to reposition, get the item.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Fire comes on through from Fade. For Na'Vi, they can't avoid
1 minute, 1 minute.
but they might just have to. Fade of both walks from FlyQuest, holds the defensive position in it. Feast of the Abyss, layered with the Galactic Legend. It doesn't get the eliminations, but it does force FlyQuest off of the point.
But this fight is going to keep on going with Crook about to get the fate of both worlds, and with the BRB bringing Jerky back. Look at Rajaro, who's backing away.
The Wombo, Energy and Vez, the Phoenix, the Meteor, the Ensong Inferno. Can it shut down level 1 Crook with the fate of both worlds? Ensong Inferno takes to the sky. Vez holds on to the Meteor. Zealous gets shot for fourth. The impact, though, does manage to find the footing onto Na'Vi.
Oh, no. Hey, look, oh, chat, this is getting really close, bro. This is getting really close.
We'll keep this going.
This is like edge of your seat gaming.
Come
on, can FlyQuest continue their journey for NA? Or will Navi shut it down?
Ultimates to their name, but Energy onto the Bucky, Vision onto the Hella. A first pick here from this team could be crucial.
Overtime now activated. FlyQuest looking to regroup here to stop them in this next choke, as they're going to be grouped up together. Vision being here on this Hella.
Spark is looking for the back line. He's being cleared though, being marked by that Star-Lord. He can hold that position. He's got the teleporter ready to reposition to his back line. If he bites off a little bit more than he can chew, Vision looking for those angles, looking for those peaks. Now they just find a huge one. They force level 1.
No way. No way.
They're clearing the points. They're stopping them. FlyQuest are looking to take this to another one. As Na'Vi, they're looking to keep this dog going. With Fate going down first, that means no BRB.
The respawns though, Na'Vi's respawns are so close to where the fight is going through. Cosmic
Oh my god, their spawns are right there, chat.
Jerky coming back on the Wolverine for the pass, the block for cracking it, backstands on off, and FlyQuest.
They took it! Oh, good shit, man. Good shit, man. Hey, that's good, man. That's good.
We keep this going.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That's good. I'm happy for them. Yeah, I'm happy for them. Also, to the person in my chat that said men should not cry, that's what's wrong with society.
Let's hear it for FlyQuest!
Yeah. Just because someone has emotion and someone has passion for a fucking game doesn't mean they're a fucking baby, bro. That's so stupid.
He's not happy, but look at the performance. It's thanks to him that they've stopped the rocket, that they've been able to break the BRB, that they're going to another game.
Men shouldn't cry over a game, bro. Hey, just because you never had a like passion or anything in your life doesn't mean it's bad. What?
42 and 14. He got a quad earlier with 19 final hits.
Spark Chief, like you said, the Captain America, the shield for his team.
God damn it, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for someone if they have a pet or a loved one and they pass away and like you don't cry. Like, Jesus Christ, bro, you might be a psycho.
The setups of Soldier into the follow-ups with Energy on the Winter Soldier and FlyQuest. You can see how much it means to them, but like you said, that is the worry, right? For this team, for some of them, it's their first ever opportunity to be on a stage like this. And this is what it means to be a true professional player. When these moments count, can you close out the series? Can you have the confidence to be able to walk away with
That
the
casting
win?
is fucking good.
You are your worst critic, but we are going next, and with their backs against the wall, Navi wondering, man, it wasn't easy.
Damn.
It wasn't easy here, Moxie. Difficult, but FlyQuest made it happen. Even
But I
when it
will
comes
say,
to a map that
I
we've
will
been seeing
say-
so many times, you're going to take a look at some of these highlights, but even finding these isolation picks.
Him
we
crying
saw a
is fine
huge
and all,
VRM from Rojaro
but I don't think you
landing in
can
that
cry
side room.
when you were shit-talking
Oh
another
my
team
goodness, I mean,
yesterday.
look at the
That's
mirror
where it's kind of
connection
weird.
there from Rojaro as well.
Like, I can't
Navi,
go,
they had
oh
some
yeah, your
truly
team sucks, and then my
insane
team
plays.
loses
Being able
6-0,
to
and I'm like,
hold
eh,
Rojaro
like, that's kind of
with
weird.
time in
That's
the
where
bank.
I'm like, hey, listen,
The reason
showing
that
passion,
that team
emotion
won
on stage, hey, you can do that.
mid-season champs.
But you cannot, when you start losing, you can't do that.
Save or a ban onto the Captain America. Because
That reminds me when I was a little brother. Like when I was little and my bigger brother would hit me, and then I would hit him back, but I would run back to my like dad or mom, and then my brother can't hit me back because I hit him, but I'm like protected by the family.
Even making,
Like,
Moxie, the adjustments, the different portions of this map was even more important. We get to see a really fresh, by the way, the 1v1 right here between the Hella.
The Soldier in
Oh,
the
Emily.
blessing of the deep, the reposition
Where are
of the
you?
bird, so that the Nemo doesn't expect, has to go for that 180 angle flip, where the Hella is already expecting, waiting for that bubble to burst. And that is the question now. Has the bubble burst for Navi? Was the Psylocke ban truly the answer that FlyQuest was searching for? Is it going to now force Navi into saving the Psylocke, something that we haven't seen before?
Something that they prioritized, right? When you take a look at what they wanted to save, it was the Venom, and I believe, and the Rocket. So obviously the Rocket really came out, but the strategist ban lineup onto FlyQuest has been so difficult to deal with, but they're making the adjustments. That's the important.
I don't know if you guys are hyped, but I'm hyped.
Not only
We gotta
in
fucking
Rampage,
win,
but also
chat.
in these matches, are you gonna see, man, it was
we
the
gotta
start
fucking win.
after finding that Rocket first here.
It was the worry too, like you can see where all of Navi's players are just returning to the fight because their respawn, it's right there. FlyQuest had to find these numbers, these eliminations so quickly back to back to back.
My
and
money
Kraken
is still in
Impact is
danger?
one of the best
Fuck your
ultimates
money,
to be
bro.
able to
Listen,
do
who
it. As
cares
you
if you
can
lose
see
it
the
all?
moment Where they
Friends.
understand, we won, we did it, we
Or what,
continue
Matt,
in this
I like-
tournament,
I
we
like-
have another chance to go again.
I like Vest for doing that. That was a
I
good
love
thing.
the
He saw his
sportsmanship
friend, you know,
here.
doing that, and he still want to. Hey, that was nice. I like
You see
Vest.
Bez looking
Vest
at
is a good
Sparky,
guy.
his fellow Vanguard. We go next. Lock it in as we take
Vest-
a look at our
Vest
results.
is a good guy.
After Navi had taken game 1 and 2, we go on to game number 4 here. Looking at the stats alone, Moxie, I mean, we highlighted already Energy, who had popped off. Vision, though, on the Hella, taking these off angles, finding these 1v1s, 16 final hits.
I mean, Spark Chief was just doing so much alongside Energy, right? When we had the Hella versus Hella, it's not often that you actually get a Hella 1v1. It falls to the rest of the team to be that distraction, to put the pressure on the Hella so that the other side can start popping off and finding those eliminations, and that's what the Captain America and Starlord were doing.
I have to give flowers to Cooper too, because when we're taking a look at the Luna Snow freezes, it was Crook that was popping off. But Cooper, that game alone, had really woken up here. He had a lot of impact with follow potential alongside Energy, as you mentioned, together with Spark Chief.
They had so many wombo combos. That and the fact that they knew they were going to have a target painted on them. They knew that the Hella isolated was going to be too vulnerable, swapped over to the Phoenix, was able to get into a position off Peel where Vez with the line of sight was able to set up the bulwark. And yes, you still lost the Phoenix, but that means that time, that extra time taken to find the elimination on the duelist is time not spent pressuring the backline instead.
I have to repeat how difficult this is going to be because Navi are playing so well. I mean, the fact that Naga, they lost and Naga had only gone down in that entire game 4 times. He went 41-4, just to highlight the way that the duelists from Navi are playing.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying to me a little bit ago.
Why aren't
is
you
it
there?
worth taking out the
They
Rocket
didn't invite
Raccoon?
any streamers to
Because
co-stream.
It's not just about the Rocket with the Cosmic Ion amplifier.
So,
Or as you
doing it
correctly
at
pointed
home.
out, the BRB in so many crucial moments, bringing these players back.
Listen, next time I would love to go to these events, and I would love to co-stream, but they didn't invite any streamers. If I had a computer, I would have loved to go. They wasted all their money on XQC instead of paying, like, you know, the people who like watch the tournament and all that stuff. They gave all the money to XQC.
But what you can also do now as the Star-Lord is fully commit all of those resources, both of your iframes, and then just hop back to your team with the rocket team up. So going for that rocket save on the side of NAVI, it meant that they were able to get the Star-Lord into really aggressive positions and try and put the pressure on FlyQuest backline on things like the Hela as well.
And before he backs away too, to get a little bit aggressive, right? We saw Rajara put the bubble on him a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And then to combat that, Vez really woke up too, I feel like, in that game, because then the meteorams would come up, and even though it would get destroyed, it's about soaking up the damage and also forcing him to back away whenever he had that Galactic Legend.
Yeah, it's funny actually how many Vanguard ultimates can actually be kind of called a strategist's defensive. Freedom Charge, that's a defensive ultimate. It's also one that's probably more strategist-like than, say, something like an Ultron. But like you said, the value of the Magneto, it isn't about the pick potential of the Meteor M. So rarely we get to see it with the amount of coverage of natural terrain and also
Yo,
of
I have an honest question.
Emma, a Strange Magneto, an Invis woman.
How do you feel about someone crying on stage? I told my chat. Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you want to say yours first, or you want me to say mine first?
Let's hear yours.
I think it's cool. I think it shows emotion. I think it shows that they're so invested. Like, these guys scrim 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day, and have probably been doing that for the last year non-stop. And they're playing on stage for the chance to win $320,000. And they're literally about to get knocked out. Their emotions are fucked. They literally got 3-0 to start the day. Multiple of their players are apparently sick right now. And they were able to bring it back from the brink of losing to win, to flip that map. That's hype. That's emotion, you know?
Exactly my thought. Cooked. You cooked. Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what I said. My chat was like, "Oh, men shouldn't cry," and I went off on that guy. So I wanted to hear your opinion as well.
I mean, I cried when my dad died. Does that make me a bitch?
Yeah, I mean, same thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
That's exactly what I said. I said if a loved one dies or your pet dies and you don't cry, I think you're a psycho.
Yeah.
Good shit, man. I like that answer. Respect. That's
I got you.
6-7 right there.
6-7.
And it will be Hell's Heaven.
I was waiting for a break, but I guess there was no break, so I couldn't call.
Yeah, no. I figured it was. I mean, like, that map was absolute cinema that was happening. So.
True.
Getting those environmental KOs.
Just for everyone as a heads up, Flats and I are co-streaming, but we don't want to talk like over each other or the casters. So we're just gonna, like, you know, we're gonna talk when there's downtime together.
True.
Yeah, too much noise pollution.
Yep, agreed. All right, so the other side.
You have 9-2 when it comes to Navi.
Yeah, I like Navi's game plan because I feel like this is going to try and force.
Okay, chat, back to the game. Let's get it. Yeah, the only reason I don't like co-streaming with other people is because I talk a lot already over the casters, and I feel like adding another voice or another voice, it's too much. So,
they'll save it immediately.
Yeah. Also, chat, if I talk over the casters too much, you guys can tell me to shut the fuck
that
up.
was the win con too for FlyQuest, so really rely
But I'll ban you.
Yeah.
Still was very difficult, but Navi know what they need to do with no Jeff on the table.
Is it Mantis or is it...
Hey, be nice! The fuck did I do?
Probably going to be the reaction ban coming on through from Navi. And indeed, there it goes. Removing the team up, but also allowing Jerky on the Psylocke to not have to force out those doppelgangers and regen domain before the connection of Dance of the Butterflies is made.
Also takes away the opportunity from having
shit, yeah. Also, speaking about, like, crying on the tournament, chat, listen, I just want to say one last thing about that crying thing. You guys would have saw me cry if I lost to that horrible team I played against. What was it on Twitch Rivals? Oh yeah, Necros' team. I would have cried. Like, imagine losing to that team.
The impact of things like
nah, I'm joking. That's rage bait. That's rage bait.
Double strategist lineup, so they have to do it. FlyQuest have to go for a save on the Luna, which now leaves a duelist or a potential other strategist up on the chopping block.
Rage bait. It's rage bait. CC Baller for 21 months. Appreciate it.
When it comes to focusing on these strategists, but this time we get the Venom off the table here too, so you're not going to be able to have that follow-up here with the potential. Well, they took out the Jeff earlier, but the Protect, at least on the Jeff themselves, is going to force out the Venom here from the other side. They already got it before.
Wait.
Oh, it's not gonna be
Wait.
Navi.
Wait, FlyQuest isn't banning Jeff or Psylocke. Oh, they saved Psylocke. I didn't see that. Oh, and they saved Jeff. Up, chat. GG's. Hey, 3-1 is good, though. 3-1 is good.
Is this going to be a ban on, I was going to say maybe Emma?
Ah, yes. Okay, because they didn't get the Logi ban earlier before, right? So that opened up the opportunity from having the double res. They don't want that to happen because then there's going to be so much stall. And then on top of that, you have the Jeff to go in for the itch Jeff.
But you know what that does do? That allows Jerky to get the Emma through and the Luna.
Namor counters Psylocke, correct? Yeah, Namor usually counters
every resource that Jerky desires.
Flankers.
Emma and the Psylocke team up too, so you're gonna see double trouble from Jerky as he's out of Psylocke jail going into this next game. All eyes
Can you
on
turn
Cooper
up the
to see, are
volume?
you also able
I
to
have
maybe
it
get the
not as
sedation?
loud so you guys
But
can
if
hear
that
me
is
when
to
I
say,
talk.
if he does stick onto that Mantis.
Is Fate going to be going for the Cloak and Dagger hit? I mean, they secured the Jeff.
There you go, a little bit higher.
If we do see an early Cloak
Thanks
and
for streaming
Dagger,
all these
it
games, by the way,
tends to
Jay.
be
No, thank you
into
guys for
a
being here for
portal
the
for
number
one
one
player.
Marvel
You set off the
Rivals
portal, you set off the blind.
co-streaming
Surely
stream.
Navi don't decide to give up the Jeff benefit, especially when we start off on Hell's Heaven on one of the best maps coming on for that Jeff composition.
Get ready.
Nah, THJ, appreciate the massive dono. I like the casters, man. I like the casters. The casters are awesome.
And then Fate being on the Jeff.
They're paid to talk as well. They're paid to yap.
FlyQuest,
Appreciate it, Jonathan.
Spot Chief on the Captain America.
What the hell? What the hell? Did you guys see that? What the? Is Ultron hacking the system?
Angela, but it's going to be Super Soldier Factory, and it's now super important. FlyQuest shut down the It's Jeff Eats from Fate because the drop-off location is right next to the point.
Get ready for those playmaking.
Did you guys see that?
Look at where Trust Me's position already on top of that pillar while FlyQuest decided to take onto the high ground in this 1v1 here on the bridge. Naga already going to be able to get that burst damage as everyone's grouped up together.
Normally taking a linear
Maybe it was my
angle is
computer.
perfect for a Jeff, but against a Hella Namor, it's something you can't risk. Navi with the wraparound rotations continue applying pressure on every single
okay, let's see this.
As FlyQuest, we can see Vision already.
Thanks for having the ads between the matches. That's why I'm the best co-streamer, bro. This is the best Marvel Rival stream. I make sure the ads that YouTube, Twitch runs is between games and not during the game.
Big pick here after he was so incredibly low. He gets re-sustained.
Also, Elite Snake for 4 months. Appreciate it. And Lantern for 500 bits. Appreciate it.
He actually was able to move right back forward.
No splash. Rajaro with the diamond form utilizes the kick to get himself back onto the point. And Navi still have both of their vanguards up, but FlyQuest still have energy. And when he's hitting shots like that, that hella is a problem.
The 1v1 off the Angelas, the one-winged angel to then find Vez off the map. That's what we're talking about when it comes to Factory as the Itch Chef comes in from Fate.
Does Fate get someone? He's making a beeline over towards the environmental.
Oh no, look at this stagger, bro. Look at this stagger, damn.
He doesn't go for the environmental drop-off. Like you said, he diverts his course, he adjusts. He takes a left at the U-turn and decides to stagger out.
Yeah, I think this might be a GG's. You can't let Fate have Jeff, and you also can't let Jerky have Psylocke.
It's just a dead end out here too, but at least he'll be able to come in with that ultimate ready to go energy, getting stunned out, but he does have the Goddess of Death for this next fight, for a reset. Look for that Silent Seduction from Rajaro, as well as Naga close to that end song Inferno energy backing away here together with Cooper though. You talk about the Mantis ult brings everybody together, and it's gonna be Rajaro looking at them as they try to reposition behind the pillar.
But it's not CC immune. Energy, however, will be able to find the opening pick onto the rocket, which means no BRB. End song Inferno tries to slow down the momentum from Energy's pickup, as FlyQuest have to worry about the Phoenix stunning them up.
Nice,
About
nice,
the damage
nice.
potential of the Hella.
He put him to sleep up in the air, right on top of the pit. I mean, when you talk about Hell's Heaven, he straight up sent him to hell right there, stopping them. But at the moment, they finally get the flip, nearing 15%. But that's to combat that of Navi already having 50%.
They don't have anything either to combat out the dance of this butterfly damage coming on through from Jerky. Nothing but the bodies stacked between themselves. Heaven's Retribution leads into Dance of the Butterfly.
Oh, what a combo. What a combo. Oh, but Vision with the counter combo. I don't think they're winning that though.
All the way back to spawn.
Damn.
Off of the Heaven's Retribution. I mean, who said you don't need just the Brute as they find Spark Chief at the very end? Sure, we saw some picks off the Whale from Vision, but with no follow-ups and being outnumbered, NAVI just reclaimed the point.
FlyQuest know that they're not going to be able to find the space for the Hela. Energy swaps over to the Winter Soldier. Vision now takes up the mantle of the Goddess of Death as FlyQuest look to make a rotation up onto the high ground. NAVI will be able to put the pressure through though with those Jeff bubbles and the Eat. Spark Chief looking for the disruption. There's nothing to stop the It's Jeff connection.
And with the Sia called in now, it allows Naga to get that damage boost. The It's Jeff coming in next. Jerky, he gets stumped at the very end here too. After trying to make a play, the It's Jeff from Fate, he's found to himself as he's gonna try to get away. Shimishade to try to find his dance and get protected. Yes, they stun him, but it also allows him to get the follow-up as FlyQuest. Cooper getting stunned here. Energy gets taken out. No Kraken impact, and it is NAVI taking over this fight. As the portal recontest comes in, overtime is forced at the hands of Vez.
Serpentine, sticking move, and well, FlyQuest aren't going to be able to move out of the way of that one. Assassin's Charge might have assassinated FlyQuest's chances at walking away with Super Soldier Factory.
No, the body block. The Angela is a problem, but at least we're out of Factory, and now we're moving on to
I think this might be
Airfield.
GG's
It's
chat.
not Monument. That's the big thing. It's not Monument, but that's
This might
the
be
problem
GG's.
for FlyQuest, right? Because NAVI took that first round. If FlyQuest win this map, they continue in the tournament, but they have to go into Eldritch Monument, which is just as strong a map for Jeff.
Then we go right back to the pick and ban phase if we make it there, as Cooper with some crazy sleeps here. But then you look on the other side, it's the fact that Rojaro has gone down once. Trust me, with the pop-offs. Holding onto the face of the portal, body blocking them, preventing them from jumping in to keep that overtime going. And then you have to look at what they have in terms of ult economy going into this next round, Moxie.
Yeah, you might have banned the cap.
What did you just say?
The Venom, but
I look over to
Angela
look
is
at what
just
chat's
as
saying.
good,
You
if
type
not
slap
better,
my
a
ass
Vanguard.
and call me a
For the
Navi
players that Navi
slut.
want
What?
to enable as FlyQuest going to be putting Vision off of the Hela onto the Adam Warlock Energy onto the Phoenix. So we're going for a sustainability composition, but you have to worry about Navi with Fate's Jeff. I feel like this is a play you can do only here in Frozen Airfield because of the environmental drop-off to get the Adam punishment.
Your fans? I don't know who that guy is.
Fate Jeff, and then the wobble combo potential too with the Dance of Butterflies together with Trust Me and that Strangling Prison, but he doesn't need it because he's found Vision here, but he's got the passive, the Cocoon, to come right back, but he doesn't have that Karmic Revival, so it's back to the drawing board here as he gets sent down next.
Oh, he comes back, brings himself back into the mix because FlyQuest thought it was winnable after Dance of the Butterflies had ended with the Soul Bond, and now they're going to be down that crucial cooldown. FlyQuest do have the Strangling Prison, but Navi have the means of being able to dodge out of it. Fate with the CC immunity on the It's Jeff cast, potentially as well Goddess of Death to be able to boost above it.
The fact that Navi still have 5 ultimates, they only use the Dance of Butterflies, is so crucial. But then you look at FlyQuest with Vez holding up, Spark Chief coming together, he's got the Strangling Prison, and look at Zelos for the sustainability together with Cooper. Yeah, they stop it right through to the other side, and he sets up the wall.
The Trainer almost takes Vision out of the mix. And remember, he doesn't have the self-res. That Adam is going to be vulnerable. FlyQuest might lose players to the Invis boundary, combined Strangling Prison and Goddess of Death, but FlyQuest trying to heal through it. It's going to be Cooper with the Fate of both worlds. Vision still holding onto the Karmic Revival cast.
And the It's Jeff, Fate comes back around as a Dance of the Butterfly, another one from Jerky. Vision brings him back, born again, as the Adam Warlock says here. And
They got a
Gordy
cap,
gets
bro.
rest
They got a
together
cap,
too.
chat. They got a
have to use up the
cap.
It's Jeff
They gotta
earlier
change
to
the
get right back
momentum
into
here,
this
bro.
back and forth.
Psionic Seduction from
Come on,
FlyQuest
man.
to push from their position of the red spot onto the objective. Navi does They don't have the ultimates, but they do
They
have
got
the
it.
resource.
Gotta
So
change the
they do
momentum.
defensive
Nope,
cooldown
they gotta
just
change
with
the
their
momentum.
ultimate, and Navi are feeling the
Nice. Good
Still
shit.
solid
Good shit,
for quite
Vess.
some time. They're nearing 80%. FlyQuest finally, they flip the point. And now when Navi comes right back around, Crook will have that invisible boundary. And then you look to the other side, FlyQuest, they need to enable energy to get another Dance of Butterfly.
composition flip too, off of the Hela onto the Winter Soldier because they know with that point percentage difference, FlyQuest have to apply pressure and then disengage, and that's what Bucky punishes. Both the grab from the Invis and the hook could be the thing that sends FlyQuest losing one of their players too early.
And it matters if he gets that reset. If you get that karmic revival, you have to pinpoint where Vision is. As he's trying to get the fold together, Naga's about to get it. The Kraken
Nice
impact,
wall,
the
nice
boundary,
ult.
though, to combat that of Sparky.
Oh,
He
counter
puts it
ult.
together as the Kraken impact gets taken in, and Naga, he gets the reset. Again and again we go. And with Fate and the Eternal Bond, Navi, they move up to evict FlyQuest off this point.
Fate of both worlds denies the reset opportunity, but Jerky catches the disengagement. FlyQuest had to be pushed out of that position because of the threat of Terror Cape from Fate's position of the Eternal Bond. And Navi will be able to claim the
Okay, chat,
elimination.
last fight
FlyQuest
territory,
do
bro,
still
last
have
fight
vision with the
territory.
Karmic Revival, however, and we're about to go into a final fight territory. Sparksheet, he did it before in Heart of
Are these
Heaven.
casters
Can he do it
copying me?
against the Captain
That's what I
America?
just said.
Navi decide to go first. They're going before FlyQuest get an opportunity to stabilize.
Love that Emerald Cross shield, by the way, prevents the hook from landing as Crook, he gets a finishing blow onto Spark Chief. Overtime taken away as Navi are looking to finish it here. The back away, though, as they call out Vision and the Karmic Revival coming in.
Karmic Revival is going to end in a matter of moments, and that's when Navi decide to make that move. Kraken impact coming on through.
Oh, no, he's not getting a reset. I don't think he's getting a reset. No.
Now it's up to
Worst
Energy.
person that you can hit for a reset. Oh, he actually got it. Oh, that was Energy. Never mind.
He dodges the cast of the Groot ultimate. The CC frames on the ultimate. Carry him above.
Oh, he's trying, chat. He's trying, but his whole team's dying.
Able to find the elimination.
Nah, that might be GG's. That's GG's, chat. Unless Cooper gets he has to get his TP down.
He's trying to keep the dream alive. The stall as the portal
Oh, there's the portal. Oh!
by a second. Navi, they take the loser's final match, and they
Chat, can I get an 07 for NA? FlyQuest was NA's last hope. No more NA.
The ages. Will it be Virtus Pro, the team that everyone said was the strongest in the world at the beginning of this year? Or will it be the defending champions, Navi, who put
That's
themselves
actually
at
such a
of
great point that she
redemption,
just
a
made.
chance to go up against
The
their
team,
rival.
the
But we have to
defending
say,
champions,
what a
or
play
is it
from
going to be the
FlyQuest.
team that everyone
Truly
thought was
a
the
team
best
that
at the
will go
start?
down, will be
Oh
remembered.
my God.
When we look back on the Marvel Rivals esports scene, this is a team of prodigies. This is a team that were looking to prove
Levy boy,
themselves.
appreciate the massive
And
5
when
months. How you doing, my
matters,
friend?
When the moments mattered the most, when those overtime picks came on through, that's
Damn, he
exactly
does
what
not
you
look
can
happy.
do.
He's not even
Sparky
looking.
with
That's
the Captain
disrespectful,
America
bro.
so
You gotta
stable.
look at the other team, bro. You
Always
gotta look
seems
at
to
them.
come on through with those ultimates when FlyQuest
That's all.
needed
You
the
gotta
shields
show
and
sportsmanship,
vision,
chat. You gotta show
energy,
sportsmanship.
The picks that they required when the ultimates were removed.
You
when
gotta
we were
show
playing in those
sportsmanship.
neutral fights.
The survivability of the strategist from Navi, man. Crook went down once. Fate only twice. And that's with FlyQuest trying so many different strategies. Sadly,